Welcome to Community Close-Up. Community Close-Up is a weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, a hyper-local news service at the Grand Rapids Community Media Center. Community Close-Up seeks to bring you a diverse perspective of viewpoints from community leaders throughout West Michigan. I'm your host, John Rumery. I'm also a volunteer programmer at WYCE, and it's my pleasure today to welcome Lindsay Ellis with the Grand Rapids Women's Chorus.
Hi, John.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Excellent. I'm pretty excited. I've been very excited about this interview. I know it's been coming up. As I mentioned to you, as we were briefing, how impressed I was with the chorus and just what you do in the community. Could you tell us, our listeners, a little bit about the Grand Rapids Women's Chorus?
Absolutely. The Grand Rapids Women's Chorus is a diverse volunteer group of fun-loving women who are passionately devoted to musical excellence and to using the power of music to delight, to uplift, and to advance the cause of social justice. The chorus is widely recognized for our electrifying performances, musical diversity, and professional presentation. Members do audition, and we can talk about that a little bit later. But we're valued for our connections to community groups across West Michigan, and we offer opportunities for women to connect, women of all backgrounds. We gather weekly, and we offer 2 major concerts a year.
Excellent. I mean, you're like right in our channel. I mean, right in our lane at WYCE listeners in Grand Rapids Community Center, your mission. Talk to me about your role and how you got involved in the Grand Rapids Women's Chorus.
Well, John, to be honest, I auditioned 2 years in a row. I'm one of those persistent people who I did not make it in the first year I auditioned, and I tried again the second year and was accepted. I'm an English professor at Grand Valley State University, so I'm not a professional singer, but I did sing in high school and church choirs throughout my life, and I was looking for a non-church way of singing on a regular basis with others who really loved music. And as an English professor, I'm particularly attentive to our lyrics. I love poetry, and singing in a chorus allows a poem to be presented in multiple dimensions. We play with pitch and tone and volume and pace, and it just really makes a poem come alive. And so every week I get to go and interpret literature with my body with 100 other women, and it almost leaves me speechless.
Well, that's awesome. And you mentioned you use the word audition. So let's tell everybody about the audition, maybe the audition process, or if somebody's listening to this segment and they want to get involved. Could you walk us through that whole process of saying, I want to sing with this group? We
hold auditions in August, and the leadership knows how many spots we have. It really is about places on the risers. How many women are singing in the next season? We're asked to commit to the following season in August. So then there'll be a call for auditions, and you prepare a song that you sing a cappella or with a little bit of accompaniment, and then sing in harmony with our leaders, and then follow a little bit of pitch call and response to see if you can remember a tune and sing it back. So it's a little bit intimidating. Like I said, I tried twice, and I'm so happy that I've gotten to join this group.
Yeah, it sounds kind of stressful, but then you mentioned you're with a welcoming group of people, so I'm sure that helps.
Absolutely. And some of the women, I want to say, many of the young women in particular in our group do have masters in music, and we have several participants who are the directors of local high school choruses. And so we really have a wide range of excellence across the chorus.
You mentioned, about the auditions happening in August. How do people hear about that?
We have a Facebook group. We also have a website. I think it's grwc.org.
Okay.
So go and look.
Excellent. And of course, if you're listening to when you're listening to this segment, we're going to post this. It'll be on our normal podcasting channels, and we'll make sure we have your link to your organization there so people can follow it that way. Let's talk about some highlights. So let's approach this in 2 ways. Highlights of the organization, maybe in the last couple of years, and then personal highlights for you that really gave you a spark.
Well, I joined in, like I said, in 2017-18. And in 2018, the Grand Rapids Women's Chorus hosted the Sister Singers Network, SSN, for a conference here in Grand Rapids. We had over 600 singers from around the country. 200 choruses all came and stayed right downtown. And our chorus, as the host organization, got one of the last concert slots. And so I remember walking onto the risers and the whole crowd just erupting in applause for us. I felt like a rock star. And we hadn't even started singing yet because they were applauding for, us being hosts. But then I think we sang a song called Fired Up, and we were so energetic and the crowd was so energetic. And again, I've never been a rock star, but I just felt electrified that evening. And this past summer, our chorus went to the Gala Festival. The Gay and Lesbian Association of Choruses held a festival in Minneapolis. And our eclectic group of 100 women went to support the Gala Festival and just had a really fun week in Minneapolis together.
Oh, that's exciting. I've been to several of your shows at St. Cecilia for a few, and I felt I was at a rock star show. I mean, the energy, the audience, the people on stage gave off this really great vibe of being excited to be there. So it's a great experience, folks, if you get a chance to listen to one of their shows. And we'll talk about that in just a bit. Besides your shows, the concerts, and your weekly practices, what are some of the community building things you do as an organization?
Well, every season since 2012, our singers have chosen a community nonprofit organization to give back to partner with throughout the year. And we give a portion of our spring ticket sales, and we connect with that volunteer organization throughout the year. So this year, we are working with Treetops Collective, which is a cross-cultural movement that connects with and invests in new American refugee women leaders in Grand Rapids. And Treetops really works to make Grand Rapids a welcoming place of belonging for women. It helps women who've experienced the pain of geographic displacement to find community, and to help them have mentors and to get together for cross-cultural evenings. And our group recently went, and Lori Tenenhouse, our director, we had coffee this week, and she was telling me about how at the last cultural exchange, different women from different countries were all sharing the ways that they made a version of pancakes, whether it was crepes or fluffy pancakes or savory, wraps with cassava flour. And they had a wonderful dinner together. And that's the kind of thing that Treetops Collective does.
All right, that's terrific. This is another question, kind of along the same lines, and I didn't share this with you beforehand, but I'm curious. Like, as an organization, you get together, you practice, and you go to your shows. You have other things you do. Do people kind of organically get together as friends? And can you talk a little bit about that dynamic?
Well, there are cottage bar nights where either before or after rehearsal, a group goes to the cottage bar around the corner. However, we also have what we're calling GAB groups now, where we've broken the 100 member chorus down into small groups, and we're trying to get together once every month or once a quarter. We also have I'm in the movie club, and so like a book club, but you don't have to read a book. You just watch a movie, and then once a month get together and talk about it. And in the summers, we've been volunteering at our Whitecaps games to raise money for the chorus. So we don our little baseball caps and serve hot dogs out of the ball field.
I think that's kind of cool. And you mentioned like 100 member strong organization. And again, I'll go back to my experience of seeing you in concert. When you see 100 women up on stage and hear the voices and the depth and the, just the talent that's up there, it's powerful. It's powerful.
It really is. It's pretty electrifying.
All right. So talk upcoming events. You kind of mentioned it in passing. Do you have anything specifically coming up in the next X amount of months or
we
weeks?
do, John. Okay. Yeah, thanks. We are presenting our 29th annual spring concert, which is entitled The Heart in Me, on Saturday, May 31st at 7:30 and on Sunday, June 1st at 3 p.m. at St. Cecilia Music Center. Our theme was chosen this year to remind us that finding the strength to push through not only takes courage, but it takes heart. This concert celebrates our journey from self-discovery to empowerment, like from being disconnected to connected, from feeling cut off from our feelings and our needs to being fully embodied, from being silenced, perhaps if our votes didn't feel like they went the way we wanted, to finding a collective voice to articulate what it is that we want for ourselves and for our country. Our concert reminds us that our ancestors have struggled for centuries to make progress possible in the face of many obstacles. And our concert honors those struggles while inspiring us to be persistent in really loving each other and continuing the work of building welcoming and strong communities.
Great. Now, for your concerts, is there a cost to attend?
Good question. It's a sliding scale. So if you go to our website and buy tickets, if you just, Google Grand Rapids Women's Chorus tickets, you'll find a link and it will ask you what you can afford and give you several price options. And you can buy a ticket for someone else or let us know what you can offer.
A very accessible experience.
It is. And that actually reminds me, we always have American Sign Language interpreters at our concerts as well.
Well, I think we're about to wrap up, but I'd like to give you this opportunity now. I do have one other question. You mentioned that this is the 29th concert. What's that mean about the next year?
Well, next year is our 30th anniversary, so we're having a big birthday celebration, and we're going to actually honor the life and the work of civil rights activist, feminist, legal scholar, and poet Pauli Murray. And I'm helping to put together several panels of scholars to talk about Pauli Murray's work from all angles, and we'll be singing a concert dedicated to the life of Pauli Murray and really exploring that during our 30th year.
All right, 30 years. Is there anything we didn't ask that you like to say in kind of as a parting words?
I'm just thinking about our upcoming concert, and I just want to give a shout out to our percussionist, Kevin Jones. He's just a fabulous percussionist, and we have many soloists that are really top-notch musicians from lots of our professional music organizations around town. We're singing a song in Arabic and one in Spanish, a song, Keep Marching from the Broadway musical The Suffs, and La Que Manda by Gina Chavez, and Song of Miriam by Elaine Hagenberg. It's just a really diverse group of songs, and I really hope that as many people across West Michigan who can make it to our concert will come and just feel the power of 100 women singing songs that empower us to love each other and make West Michigan a more welcoming, inclusive space.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Lindsay, and we're kind of wrapping up. So you've been listening to WYCE's Community Close-Up, a weekly public affairs program produced in partnership with the Rapidian, a hyper-local news service of Grand Rapids Community Media Center. I'm your host, John Rumery, and thank you for listening.